welcome to this video tutorial with me, Wayne, from DrClean.co.uk. In this tutorial we're going to be ironing a single duvet. Now, one of the problems with duvets is they have two sides. First of all, you have to decide which is up and which is down. In other words, which won't be facing the public when it's on a bed. And in this particular case, I'm going to choose as the up section the dark section. I think that'll be easier for you to see what I'm doing on, so I'll choose that. And the first thing to do is halve it. Now, with duvets more than anything else, you'll start to realise that cotton and polycotton does warp and twist and shrink and stretch. And to you, when you've got a big piece of flat fabric trying to straighten it out, that's the most unhelpful thing you can have. But it's important to realise that if something has warped and shrunk, you can't actually do a hell of a lot about it. Sometimes you just have to accept that the underneath is not going to be as square as the top. Because it's not being shown, it doesn't necessarily matter. And with all ironing that we do, the principle is, if you're ironing a sleeve, iron the front, because that's what's going to be seen. If you're ironing a child's pair of trousers, iron the front, because that's what's going to be seen. Anything that's going to be seen is more important than something that's not. And in this case, obviously the inside, or the underneath the duvet, isn't as important. Now, you've seen I've halved it, and I've put it flat on the ironing board. I want to release my steam from my iron, and literally iron with just a little bit of stretch so we get that flat. Now, to bring it forward one section, take our fingers right at the edge of the board and measure it back to the other side of the board. Now notice I measured it on this end of the board, not this end, and the reason is this end's thicker, and if I measured it this end, in fact that bit ends there. So I'd have actually taken it too far, and there's a bit of this duvet that I wouldn't have done. Just down the duvet slowly but surely. Second, there we go, that correct. If you feel anything underneath, try and stretch it out. Try and make sure nothing's too creased. Just probably underneath there. You can see I'm just easing out a crease. It's here. You can hold the edge and roll it to the other edge if you really want to. See how I did that? I just got my fingers, rolled it, and slowly but surely that rolled out. Now I've got no crease there. Next section. Straighten this out. You can see this is warping as I'm doing it, and I can't be overly concerned about that because I'll just start trying to straighten it and trying to straighten it, and it never actually will get straight. Okay, just taking most of that away from the edge, just a little bit more. You can see I'm just rolling it away with that. I say I'll do what I can, but if there's something I can't do, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. Obviously it's up to you to decide exactly how fastidious you want to be with every single piece. Some people are really fussy about their bedding, other people aren't. Another little crease just in there. We're near the end, and if you're near the end, sometimes the easiest thing to do is to pick up the end, try and straighten that out, and then you might get rid of the crease, which we have. Don't worry if you miss any particular section, just a little touch of a section. That doesn't necessarily matter. Notice I'm starting to pull the ends here, and I'm not going over the buttons here. I'm not doing that partly because it's going to remain creased whatever happens, and secondly I don't want to ruin the buttons. Now once I've got it completely done, I halve it again by bringing up that bottom section. If you want to see me do that, just have a look again at what I did. And I'm going to go to the middle, because from the middle I can actually get things a bit straighter than from the ends. The ends, everything's rolling to a point that's connected, and I want it rolling to a point that's not. There we're doing the second half, but we're only doing a quarter of it. Now we're speeding up, as you can see, because we've actually done half of it, so we're fairly straight already. And we come to the end of this half, just making sure now, because this is a single duvet, we can just flip this completely over to the other side and to do the final quarter, and then we'll have done 100% of duvet, and we won't have to worry about having missed any particular parts. So we know that we've done 100% of this particular sheet, which is the up sheet, and because we have a vacuum heated board, we also know that every time we've dragged it, we've dragged steam right the way through. And as you drag steam through, it does actually iron the in-between and the bottom pieces. Remember to let it dry just a touch, and we'll fold it in full. We won't put those creases in, because if you do, you're almost bound to get bad creases on the inside. And there you have a single duvet.